Hello, today we are going to be setting up the CyVon click-to-dial programs. The first thing that you need to have is the server URL and the server password. You can see in the lower right hand corner that I have that for my system. You'll also need to know your extension number. This is typically already on your phone. So you can just pull that from there. My extension is 101. So the first thing we're going to do is install the CyVon click-to-dial app. That can be downloaded from the Microsoft Store simply by searching for CyVon click-to-dial. So I just open up the Microsoft Store, click search, type in CyVon, and you can see even without typing the whole thing, it's already come up with the correct app. And then we're going to click install. You do not need to actually have a Microsoft account since this is a free app. So as you can see, it prompted me for a Microsoft account. I simply clicked X and it continued to install the application. If you do have a Microsoft account, you can definitely sign in. So we're just going to wait for this to install. And you can see that the application successfully installed. We're going to initially launch the application because we need to configure it. So we're going to click on Settings, and we're going to put the proper URL in. In this case, my phone system is 192.168.1.80. I'm going to change the extension to 101 and set the password to the proper password and click Save. That only needs to be done once. Once that's done, we can test that everything's working by putting in normally either a cell phone number or our own number. And then clicking this dial. And you can hear already that my phone is ringing. And what will happen is my phone will ring, and then on the phone I will hear ringing as the call is completed to the other side. You can also see that shortly after it dialed, it automatically closed. That's normal operation for this program. So for the most part, this program is not used by inputting a number like that. What we want it to do is when we click on a number in a web page or in a Excel document, we want it to automatically launch that application and make that phone call. So in order to do that, we're going to set it as the default program for the tell and call to handlers. So to do that, we're going to click on our Start button. We're going to click on the Settings gear. We're going to click on Apps, and then we're going to click on Default Apps. And we scroll down until we see this Set Defaults by App. Now we scroll down until we get to CyVon click-to-dial, and then we click Manage. Now you can see I've already set this as the default application. Initially, this will not be set as the default application, so you'll simply click on this area, which will say like Set a Program, and choose CyVon click-to-dial for each one. Once the screen looks like this, you can click the X. That completes the setup of the Windows application. The next thing that I will go through is setting up the Chrome extension. What the Chrome extension does is it searches web pages and modifies the phone numbers that it finds into links that will then be able to be handled by the Windows application. So I'm going to open up a Chrome window, and the first thing I want to do is ensure that I have no other click-to-dial applications or extensions in Chrome. If you've previously used Skype or Zulu, then you may have those extensions loaded. You're going to go to More Tools and then Extensions, and this lists all of the extensions that are currently loaded. If you do have other click-to-dial extensions, you can either click Remove to completely remove it, or you can toggle it off, on and off, with the on-off switch here. We currently have no click-to-dial extensions loaded, so we can proceed to loading the new one. To do that, if we click on, within the extensions menu, we click on this three-line menu, and all the way at the bottom we want Open Chrome Web Store. We'll open up a new tab, and we can now search for the proper extension. In this case, we're going to search for CyVon click to dial. You see that it gives us the very first hit, and we're going to click Add to Chrome. We say Add Extension. In this case, you can either turn on sync or not. It really won't affect whether it works on this machine or not. So once that's done, you'll see this little CyVon click to dial icon in your URL bar, and that just simply means that it's working. We can now open up a new tab, and we can go to a website. I'm just going to go to CyVon. And if we go to a web page that has a phone number on it, you can see that it is highlighted and it has that little green handset icon. If I click on either the handset or the phone number, we get this, do we want to open this? This will actually make the phone call. Typically you're going to click this always open so that you're not prompted like this every single time, and then we're going to say open CyVon click to dial. And you can hear that since I did that, my phone started ringing and it placed that call. This does use all of the settings from the Windows application that was previously set up. And at that point, Chrome is completely set up. The next thing that we'll do is set up Firefox for click to dial. So we'll start by opening Firefox. And again, the first thing we want to do is ensure that there's no other add-ons or extensions that are click to dial. On the default screen for Firefox, there's this add-ons icon, so we can simply click there. And if we go to extensions, which we're already on, we see that we have no extensions installed. But again, if you do have a Skype or a Zapier or Zulu extension, you can remove it or disable it on this screen. The next thing that we're going to do is add the CyVon click to dial extension. So we're going to click Get Add-ons. Then we'll click Find More Add-ons. And it's going to take us to the Firefox Extension store. And I'm simply going to type CyVon click to dial. And if I scroll down, it should be the very first extension. And then I click Add to Firefox. And it gives us this little warning just saying, just wants to confirm that we want to install this. And now it's been installed. If we go back to our add-ons manager and then click extensions, you'll see that it is now active. And we can, just as before, we can open up a new tab, go to a web page that has a phone number, and you see it's highlighted again. We can click on it, and this screen does look a little different. Again, this happens the first time that you click on it. We want to ensure that CyVon click to dial is selected here. We can click the Remember My Choice for Tell links, and then click Open Link. And again, you can hear that the phone starts ringing. That completes the call. And that completes setting up the Firefox click to dial extension. Last but not least, we will show how to add a click to dial link within Excel. This is done through adding a formula. So the first thing we want is in a column a phone number. So now in the cell next to it or wherever you want, you're going to enter a formula, and that formula is going to be equals hyperlink and then concat to concatenate two strings. We're going to do a quote sign and then TEL and a colon, not a semicolon, but a colon, and close our parentheses, then a comma. We're going to choose the field that has the phone number. We're then going to close the parentheses, and at this point you have a choice. You can either add a friendly name or simply close the parentheses. I'm going to add a friendly name, so I'm going to do another comma, open quote, and type in call now, and then close the parentheses. Now if I click on call now, you can see that it loaded the application and my phone started ringing. So it placed that call again. That completes the configuration of the CyVon click to dial applications.